I've always been drawn to the unknown, the unexplored. As an urban explorer, I've spent years mapping the hidden corners of our city, but nothing could have prepared me for what I found beneath our streets. It started with a rumor, a whisper of a hidden tunnel system that crisscrossed the city like a spider's web. I didn't believe it. Of course. I mean, who needs secret tunnels when you have a perfectly good subway system? But the more I dug, the more I realized that there was some truth to the rumor. I found an old map, yellowed with age, that seemed to point to the entrance of the tunnel system. It was hidden behind an abandoned building on the outskirts of town. The kind of place that made you wonder how it was still standing. As I made my way through the rubble, I stumbled upon a small door, hidden behind a dumpster. The door was old, rusted, and looked like it hadn't been opened in years. I pushed it open, and a musty smell wafted out. The air was thick with the scent of decay and rot. I fumbled for my flashlight and turned it on, casting a weak beam of light into the darkness. The tunnel stretched out before me, a seemingly endless corridor of concrete and steel. I began to make my way down, my footsteps echoing off the walls. The air grew colder, the smell of decay growing stronger. I could hear the sound of dripping water, the creaks and groans of the tunnel itself. It was like the tunnel was alive, and it was watching me. As I walked, the walls began to change. The concrete gave way to old brick, and the steel beams were replaced by wooden supports. I realized that I was walking through a piece of history, a relic of a time long past, but with every step, I felt a growing sense of unease. It was as if I was being pulled deeper into the tunnel, further and further from the world above. I tried to shake the feeling, telling myself it was just my imagination. But the deeper I went, the more I realized that I was not alone. I heard footsteps, faint at first, but growing louder. I spun around, shining my light down the tunnel. But there was no one there. The footsteps stopped, and an oppressive silence fell over the tunnel. I stood there, frozen, my heart pounding in my chest, and then I saw it, a figure, tall and imposing, standing just out of reach of my light. I tried to run, but my feet felt heavy, as if rooted to the spot. The figure began to move towards me, its presence filling the tunnel. I raised my hands, as if to ward it off, and that's when I saw it. The figure was not a person, but a reflection of myself, standing in the darkness. I stumbled backwards, tripping over my own feet. As I fell, the light from my flashlight flickered and died. I was plunged into darkness, surrounded by the oppressive silence of the tunnel. And then I heard the whisper, "You should not have come here." It was my own voice. But it was not me. It was something else, something that had been waiting in the darkness. I scrambled to my feet, desperation driving me forward. I stumbled through the darkness, my hands outstretched in front of me. I didn't know where I was going, but I knew I had to get out. The whisper grew louder, more insistent. "You will never leave." I stumbled, fell, and crawled. The darkness seemed to closing in around me, suffocating me. And then I saw a light, a faint glow, in the distance. I stumbled towards it, my heart pounding in my chest as I emerged from the tunnel. I felt a sense of relief wash over me. I had made it out alive. But as I looked back, I saw something that made my blood run cold. The tunnel entrance, the door I had come through, was gone. In its place was a brick wall, solid and unbroken. I stumbled backwards, my mind reeling. I had never been in the tunnel. It was all just a dream, a product of my fevered imagination. But as I turned to walk away, I saw something that made my heart skip a beat. A small, rusted door, hidden behind a dumpster. The door was open, just a crack. And I knew that I would be back.